Hello, this is Mrs. C again. I'm an ELL teacher at Florida Connections Academy, and today I'm going over the Unit 1 More Plants and Animals, Lesson 3 My Animal and Habitat Portfolio Assignment. This is a science assignment that you'll complete at home independently and turn into your teacher for a grade. So I want to help you get the best grade possible. First, let's look at our rubric to see how we can get a really good grade. If I look in the highest scoring box right here in this column, it says number 4 included all the parts. Wait a minute, what are the parts? Let's look over here and find out. First, it says I drew and wrote about the animal. Next, I drew and wrote about its habitat. Then I drew and wrote about how the animal meets its needs. Fourth, I drew and wrote 2 interesting facts. And last, I drew a picture to show how to protect the animal's habitat. So that sounds like a lot to do, but it's going to be really easy because we have a printable booklet that's found within the lesson called My Animal and Habitat Report. Right on the next page, there's another area that has directions. It says, choose an animal. Gather information about the animal you have chosen. Complete each question and illustration within this booklet. So an illustration is just a fancy word for drawing. So we're going to write and draw pictures. How fun. Okay, so I chose an animal, and at the top on the next page, I wrote its name. It says animal name. I chose the panda or giant panda. So I wrote Panda. I made sure I looked up the spelling on a website or in a book, and I spelled the animal name correctly at the top. Underneath that, it says animal picture, and you can see I drew a little picture of a panda munching on some bamboo. Right below that, it says write a sentence or two telling what your animal looks like. So I wrote, pandas are black and white. They are big animals. I have a big letter to start each sentence, and I have a period to end each sentence. So I've got 2 sentences there telling what my animal looks like. Let's go to the next page. This page says, where does the animal you chose live? Write a sentence telling where your animal lives and make an illustration, that's a drawing, showing the animal's habitat. So habitat, that's what that word means, where it lives. Your illustration should show other plants and animals that live in this habitat. So I wrote my sentence at the top. Pandas live in forests in China. And then below, I drew the bamboo. Those are the plants that grow in the bamboo forest. And I drew this little guy. He's a red panda. Red pandas are a lot different than giant pandas, but they live in the same area. So I drew a picture of the plants and different animal that lives in this area or this habitat. Let's keep going. The next page says write and illustrate. What does the animal you chose eat? How does it get its food and water from its environment? Which type of shelter does the habitat provide? So I wrote pandas eat bamboo shoots and drink water from rivers and ponds. They sleep on the ground or in trees. So the same trees they eat provide shelter to them too. And of course, like all forests, there's got to be a source of water. So I drew a little river going into a small pond. I've got my panda over there and he's eating some of that bamboo. These are little bamboo shoots, but the larger plants he can also sleep in. Sometimes they sleep in those trees. Okay, our next page wants interesting facts, 2 interesting facts about your chosen animal. So I looked on the internet. It wants to know where we find the information too. So I found it on the internet. I looked up interesting facts about pandas and found out that panda eyes are not like other bears. They are more like cat eyes. And I also found out pandas spend 10 to 16 hours a day feeding. That means eating, right? Mainly on bamboo. That's like the whole day. So I found this information online on a website, and it was the World Wildlife Fund for Nature, so the WWF. That is a really reliable website. It's a good source for true facts and information. So I used that one to find out those interesting facts about my panda. All right, the last page. This is a really important one. How can you help protect the habitat that this animal lives in? Draw a picture to show how you can help. So I know deforestation, that means cutting down forests, is a really big problem. Those bamboo forests are getting cut down, and the pandas don't have shelter, the pandas don't have food, the pandas don't have room to roam around. So I drew a picture of this man with an axe cutting down bamboo with this big circle. You can see my marker is running out. Oh no, with a cross through it. That means no, 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 don't do that anymore. So obviously, I'm not the one over there cutting down forests, but anytime I see campaigns or I see something that's made from bamboo and it's not grown, it's actually from the forest, it's not farmed, I can say, no, I don't want to buy those products. No, I don't want to support that deforestation. And I can show others that I think chopping down those bamboo forests is a bad idea. So that's one way I can help protect the animal I chose, the panda, and its habitat. All right, so now I've done everything on my rubric. Remember, I've wrote about my giant panda. I've wrote about its habitat where it lives. I've wrote about how the animal meets its needs, its food, its shelter, its water. I've wrote two interesting facts and I drew a picture to show how to protect the animal's habitat. So now I am good to go. I should get a really good score. I'm just going to upload that project and send it to my teacher so she can grade it or he can grade it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps you too. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.